any.
Welcome to Mobile Legends.
That was sent with a conceal, telling us it's time for game number 2. It's match point once more for the Super Fam.
Now, one thing you have to watch out for here if you're Falcons is if you don't have the right initiation, you don't have the right fight, and you lose that fight near your buff, ONIC PH has a lineup that's very strong on the invade. So, for example, after a turtle, if they're not careful, watch out for ONIC PH to just dive and invade.
Oh, wait, is this a first blood? Not just yet. Okay, and Kirk doesn't use the Vengeance either, so he was just really able to keep himself safe.
Kirk knew he wasn't going to die. Again, using to maximum potential that 15% damage reduction underneath the gold XP shield. Ogwin dashing through, gets knocked up.
Oh, what a precise usage of the Sacred Hammer. And this is what we keep seeing from these two mid-duos in the early minutes.
Renmar, how do you reckon that emblem set on a jungle Lucas goes?
Oh, well, he's going for Assassin, which, well, yeah, you need the damage. If you decide to double down on his tankiness, that's actually where we've seen Lucas jungles falter. But going for Assassin and then maybe going for a hybrid build might be good for King Kong.
So they also will be able to compensate for whatever we mentioned might be lagging in the early stages in terms of damage just yet. But now this seems like an early game where both teams are just really freely moving and rotating across the map.
Falcons first to the dominant position, taking control of the brushes here. Upper quarter of the map, first turtle spawning, and it's up. Let's see who draws first blood. Still no ults on the big ticket players, roamers and mid laners. Ogwin with the Shunpo. Turtle now down to about half health.
Oh, even the Cyclone Eye is taken here by Falcon, so this has to, or probably really will be a team fight. That's the Fettered Airstrike already used here by Few, but there's the counter real world manipulation. Flap TZ though, he's really, really low. But then, even despite that, ONIC takes hold of the turtle, and even 3 kills from Falcons.
Great take there by King Kong, dancing around the ultimates, puts himself in a dangerous situation, but he knew he has the dashes built in his kit to be able to sidestep some things, walks away with the turtle, and it meant that ONIC PH had the advantage because of the turtle shield buff.
With nothing left for Falcons to take back, even chunking away at mid, Kelra making it all the way down back to get a wave. ONIC are swimming in it. About 1,000 and change up, 3 minutes in. Where else can Falcons find a win here?
Yeah, they're going to have to play this a little bit more patient. I think, yeah, they might have to think about going for the counter punch or just basing it off of Ogwin getting a nice kick.
Oh, there's one!
And that's onto Brusco. That's enough damage as well from Falcons to take him down. That's the roamer of ONIC Philippines.
And again, as cool as it is to see the bruiser go down, you're right, Brigida, it's just a roamer. And he's back just like that. Set and ready for another big ticket fight. While Ogwin's flicker is still off, his is out of cooldown.
Yeah, and look at Kelra, the KK connection not being as threatened, knowing that there isn't a possible setup coming in from Ogwen anymore. So everything just seems to be in favor of ONIC Philippines even at this point. All of them almost seem to be leading too up against their laning matchups.
Yeah, I think ONIC are going to be looking, once we get into the team fighting, heavy team fighting scenarios, to just protecting Kelra, because he didn't go into this with a Purify, he went with a Sprint. So if ever he gets caught out by a kick by Ogwin, Brusco needs to be ready, and even Super Friends as well, with their ultimates to counter any potential engagement that Falcons wants to do around the pickoff. And this is where what we're talking about, the deceptive amounts of damage coming from an Eve early in the game, poking out Few in the mid.
That's right. Put down to about half health. Now he's just playing with range. Ogwin here spots Brusco and Kirk. Turtle already spawned. King Kong taking his purple first, while Kyle TZ scores an orange. Let's see where this goes. Kelra making his way up top. And he will not be spotted. He's keeping himself scarce.
Yeah, and Flap TZ too, positioning himself onto the back. Oh, they decide to go for Brusco first. Kyle TZ gets the kill, and the turtle too. Kelra though, dancing in the middle of everyone, taking down Few and Kyle TZ. That's a double kill for him. But Falcons won't let him live. That's the kill taken by Super Marco, and they're trying to chase after ONIC, but they will decide to disengage.
Man, Super Marco held on. I really thought that Kellera coming in from the perfect angle would just mess up Few and Super Marco. But Super Marco said, "Nah, I'm all right here." Eventually, Flap and Ogun are going to come in and help me. And yeah, good sidesteps by Super Marco, able to stay alive. 1-0 and 2 now. And that's what they needed there. Because if he gave a kill to Kellera and ended up with the Airthal having a triple kill, that would have been a nightmare start for the Falcons.
I'd reckon if Kellera did that maybe 2 or 3 minutes from now,
Yeah.
it would have worked out. But currently he's sitting on just a Haas clause. That's not enough damage output to make those kinds of dives worth it.
Yep.
So that gives Falcon here a lead now. Kirk down to, what, a fifth of his health?
Oh!
He's down!
Evil Queller to finish him off. And they don't allow anyone to fall either. They might just be able to get their hands on the first turret too.
It's a clean pick off on the Kirk attack. This will open up the upper quarter of the map. King Kong holding his ground. I just want to take my purple, man. Leave me alone.
And now Flap is going to mess him up. Oh, King Ogun!
Oh no, Kellera, not even with a heavy crossbow, gets to survive. 2 members of Falcons. And how unfortunate is this? You already mentioned it. He was already on a killing spree, but that was immediate shutdown gold for Super Marco, and he gets another.
Across the map, the Super Fam are falling like flies. And all it's taken are these little micro movements from Falcons.
Yeah, Ogwin and Few are controlling the map right now. Few going with Kyle, Ogwin going with Super Marco. That's a good split. They're not just focusing on one thing, except now this is a good time to do it because you can help supplement Super Marco's farm.
Oh, I'm starting to feel the range coming in from Falcons, but then that was a kill onto King Kong. Now Kirk is here to join as well, and that's another kick onto Brusco. Double kill for Super Marco, Bulletproof Marco in action once more. There's the curtain call as well. Kellera, that's a triple for Super Marco, and Kyle TZ takes out Kirk on the other side of the map. Super Prince with a flicker just to escape, but they take the mid lane tier 1 as well.
From a dominant start to suddenly playing like a team I've never seen before, Falcons are putting ONIC PH in their place. King Kong here, unleashing the beast only to run away.
The beast runs with its tail between its legs. And Falcons.
How do you do that?
Was that a chicken or a...
That was a crying dog.
How do you do that?
That was a great sound effect, Brigida. You could call this run and gun what Falcons are doing. They're literally, all right, let's go here. See what we can win. All right, make sure you're also doing that in another portion of the map. And they're not allowing ONIC to find a good pace for themselves because they want to play around their Eve. But going up against Safars, of course, with the wings by wings, you have more freedom to be a little bit more unpredictable with your rotations.
Falcons are forcing ONIC to walk and talk, but ONIC can only do so much. You're right, Redmar, they're a stationary lineup, and as long as Falcons keep pushing the advantage, there's no way for them to come back. 5,000 gold up almost at 8.5 minutes. Team Falcons have their eyes on this Lord.
Oh, this is so hard. Even before ONIC gets to close the gap between them and Falcons, they're already way low. They've been poked enough by both Super Marco and Few. There seems like just no way for ONIC Philippines at this point to gain access towards these 2 damage dealers.
Oh, Feathered Airstrike put in by Few.
Ouch.
Cancelled after just a couple of salvos. It's enough to put Kellera down to a third of his health. Lord spawning in just a jiffy. You know what? I can't even point out and say, oh, it's the Lucas jungle that's wrong with ONIC's lineup.
Yeah.
Falcons just played this draft oh so well.
Yeah, again, we talked about how the ONIC lineup is easier to pull off. Falcon said, okay, how about we don't let them pull it off? What if we split open the map? What if we make them force reactions all throughout? And that's what's been happening. And now they're just getting poked down, controlled by Falcons to the point where ONIC will just concede the very first Lord of the game.
Yep, they do not want to fight Falcons anymore at this point. Even when the entire idea of their lineup is to fight, they couldn't withstand the damage that Falcons is able to dish out at this point. Look at that. Few again, just confident enough to keep throwing out those feathered airstrikes. And even the chunkiest frontliners of ONIC Philippines, they can feel the damage.
You know what? There's only really one chunky frontliner, and that's Brusco. He's the only one who can afford to take these hits and stand as ONIC's vanguard, because that aside, Kirk has to fight, King Kong has to fight. Their chunkiness and their lifesteal is defined by their capability to strike back, but Falcons are going so fast, They're not allowing for that.
Yeah.
Run and gun, and it's working out so well for the Falcons. Just don't let ONIC play their game. Who knew it would be that simple? I never thought it's actually that easy.
Yeah, I actually can't think of a way for Brusco to use the implosion at a perfect timing right now. And Falcons might just get their hands on their first inhibitor turret away from ONIC Philippines. But they successfully defend either way, but at least for the Holy Shields, they will not be intact anymore.
That's right. A minor objective, you could call it. A free wave clear. No longer there for ONIC Philippines. Falcons continuing this onslaught of attacks. Concealed play here from Brusco. What are they looking for? They spot Ogwin, and best case scenario, they kill him. But again, that's just a roamer. Falcons will continue barreling forth across the map.
This is almost a 10k gold lead, and
Oh god.
oh,
576 stacks.
1040 on the Sky Piercer.
At 11 minutes?
Oh, conceal.
now this time that might just be Falcons
Ouch.
looking for a fight. Kirk barely
God.
surviving the feathered airstrike. There's the counter wheel road manipulation. And they
Let's go.
defend that base turret for just a moment, and those are two members from Falcons caught in the implosions in the hammer, but they still survive. There's not enough damage just yet.
Shockwave blast almost taken out members of Falcons, but they stand tall. They will get their objective here. Top lane penetrated. It's slowing down, but Falcons still definitely in control.
A 9k gold lead. Looking at the items, I want to look at the mages. A lantern and the glowing wand for the Eve. And look, this is how active Few has been on the map. He's chasing Super Friends on XP and even gold. Super Friends has the lead on those two departments. That's how active Few has been all throughout this game. He hasn't been farming creeps, he's been farming bodies.
And it's coming at a cost. Across the board, it's Prince who's actually up on his lane mate, Few.
Yep.
But that makes sense, because again, Few is clearing out these avenues. Few is going in with the pre-fire to clear out ONIC PH's rotation, so that's what's allowing this run and gun.
Yeah, to put it another way, instead of managing minion waves, Few is managing ONIC, using the feathered airstrike to clear ONIC's health.
Oh, Marco spots that shady bush, and look at that, Kelra forced to back off.
They're running.
Early ult!
Touches the Jit Kunjo from Ogwen, and that's the clutch implosion just to save his teammates. But King Kong will be down, and so will be Brusco. They lose two crucial members, but they get to defend and protect Kelra.
All for the cost of a roamer. And yes, Kelra does survive, but can they hold on much longer? 3v1, Kirk!
Oh no, he just really wanted to manage the wave. That's a vengeance, but he is up against
What?
three. Will he be able to escape this? Not even the sidesteps will allow him to. Three members are taken out from ONIC.
They delayed the inevitable. Falcons all throughout this debacle also scores a Lord. The second one of the game. It's definitely gonna start crashing down, jumping through. Bottom lane up next.
Okay, they only have one base turret left. And Falcons, they're knocking at the base. Oh, look at the damage coming in from Few and
Yikes.
Super Marco.
It's too much. I think at this point, consider ringing the bell. But you do still have a Tigreal and Eve on you. You still have Kelra, who got to sidestep that Jeet Kune Do entry by Ogwin, which is why Ogwin got punished, and Kelra walked away scot-free in that sequence in the top lane. But with the Lord marching in and Falcons having all the item advantages, especially a 4k gold lead for their Granger compared to the Irithel, this could be it.
All waves synced. Mid, bottom, and top. Alongside a Lord. Can ONIC defend?
Oh no, there goes Brusco with the counter implosion set once more. But all other members of ONIC are busy with their defense. They need to take down the Lord. Ogwen will fall, but Flap TZ gains access on the base, but it